On this week's edition, we have some really interesting stuff to get through. We are going to talk about diving in soccer and whether we think it's part of the game or it should be more heavily penalized and lead to more suspensions. And we're going to talk about the prevalence that it has in today's game, and we have a panel of experts coming in to pick various sides of the argument, and it should be really compelling stuff. Stay tuned. Thanks. All right, we're just going to quickly introduce today's panel. To my immediate left, we have Joshua Huving. He's been a referee within the Canadian game for several years now. He's a very prominent figure in the refereeal circles of the game. He has some really interesting opinions on what we're going to show. To his left, we have Feroz Khan. He played professionally in England. He was a Leeds United striker, so he's going to offer a player's perspective on the clips and really give a different opinion as to what we're looking at. On the far left, we have Andrew, who was a manager for about 15 years. So he is going to offer a managerial perspective on the situation, and it should be a really interesting and diverse panel we're going through here. So stay tuned, you guys. Awesome. And Skyping in, we have a ex-national Jamaican player, Marlon, Skyping in. He should be offering some really good insight as to the situation, and he is not able to be with us in studio today, but we were able to reach out with him through Skype, so later on in the segment, look forward to that. We're going to kick it over to our panel of experts now as they debate a couple of clips that we're going to show here.
Animated discussion turned into something more.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a shove. Oh, come on. Oh, boy. It's embarrassing. Even by my loose standards, that's embarrassing.
They were wide open. Yeah, those two just clipped his ankles.
Didn't take much for Kamara to go down.
So he just placed it. That's...
According to the Holy Bible of soccer, diving is attempts to deceive the referee by fringing injury or pretending to have been fouled, called simulation. So clearly it should not be a part of the game because it's a cautionable offense. And leagues are taking a stand against diving now, just seeing the MLS, the EPL giving out fines and suspensions for players that simulate.
I mean, there's instances in which a referee may be missing a bunch of calls during the game where players are legitimately fouled, and so to get the referee's attention, they may have to embellish the foul a little bit more. But that's not to say that it wasn't a foul in the first place. It's just to draw more attention to it. It happens in the game. Referees are going to miss calls and whatnot, but if it's a game where you're trying to win, you're down, you're trying to get the draw, and referees just blowing a bunch of calls. I mean, if you do get fouled, embellishing a little bit more, you can get the foul call correct.
But that's the thing. Diving, it's looked at as cheating in a way. It's not right. It's
You're deceiving the referee.
Exactly.
There's one referee and 22 players on the field. The referee can't be everywhere.
No one that's why you would embellish it a little bit more, is to get that attention, make it stand out. Now, you don't have to act like you got shot in the back, but
like in the video.
In some of the videos, that's what it seemed like. Now that's a little bit too far of a step, but that's a blurred line as to if this is acceptable or if this is not. But for the most part, getting the attention of the referee is not a bad thing.
But do you think that they should be punished for it then?
For blatant dives without contact, yes.
Okay.
But if there is a foul and they embellish it a little bit more, I don't think there should be.
You're as we saw in the first video. The ball isn't in play. Player went up to another one and acted as if he got pushed. Completely overdid it, and obviously look at what happened.
Also in the other video where the player got cautioned for the dive, now he has the mindset that he can't do another foul.
It changes the whole game.
He'll be sent off.
It does. So to that extent, that's where the blatant dives where there's no fouls, I get that should be out of the game 100%, but diving or embellishing an actual foul, I don't think is a problem. I think it's part of the game. Just like during the game, a lot of things are going to happen against another player, whether you're in the penalty box contesting a corner kick or defending a free kick. Things happen between the defense and the offense that shouldn't happen and technically are against the laws of the game, but they do happen. And if referees made every single call, there'd be a whistle every 5 seconds.
All right, now we're going to Skype in our expert Marlon and ask him his thoughts on the clips we just saw, and as well as whether he thinks that what we just looked at was an example of deviance or whether that's all part of the game and falls under gamesmanship. So here's Marlon with his thoughts.
I do agree with what Feroz is saying. Oftentimes players need to go down so that the referee can understand that it is a foul. A specific case in point, last year Tottenham Hotspur played against Manchester City. Raheem Sterling had a one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Kyle Walker came from behind and nudged him in his back. Of course he didn't go down because he wanted to stay on his feet to try to score the ball. But the keeper saved it. But he was thrown off balance. 2 minutes later, Tottenham Hotspur got the ball, they went back to the other end and scored on the other end. The game eventually drew 1-1. But that is the thing we're saying about diving. A lot of the times the players go down easily because they figure if they don't, they're not going to get the decision from the referee. Do I think that it is deviant? Of course I do think so. A lot of the times they do it in hopes of giving their team an advantage. Oftentimes they know that sometimes they might face penalty, as in the case where now in the Premier League, if you're caught diving, you're going to get banned for 2 games. But oftentimes they do it in the hopes of giving their team the advantage, and then they decide they would accept the consequences later, whatever it may be.
Okay, and now that we've heard from Marlon, we really appreciate his thoughts and look forward to seeing him in studio soon, but it was great to hear from him. Now we're going to kick it back over to our panel and ask them whether they thought what we just looked at was examples of deviance or gamesmanship. So, guys, take it away.
Most of the videos that we had watched specifically were deviance, positive deviance, which, yes, it's under the category of deviance, but it's doing it for the ends justify the means. So going down when there's contact and the referee would have not called it, even though it was a foul, is a positive thing.
At the same time, though, deviance is violating social norms, and that's exactly what those 3 clips show.
Not necessarily violating norm, though, because, as I said, if you watch any game from any league, professional or not, there's going to be simulation, there's going to be embellishment, there's going to be diving. So you can actually say that it is a norm because it happens so often, uncalled or not.
How would you say it's a norm? Because every league, diving takes a different role. Like if you go to South America, players are flopping. Like there's guns everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And then games in Europe.
So I've got a question for the panel, I guess. Then, do you guys think that it is deviant positively or negatively in regards to targeted diving? I guess is the word. Like I'll paint you guys a situation. So say someone's heads up on the wing with Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's trying to get the ball from them, and they know that that's Cristiano Ronaldo, and if he's on a yellow card, that changes the way he plays. So their whole point of that instance is to try and get him to initiate any sort of contact to draw a foul to put him on a yellow, right? So in that situation, you guys think that would be a deviant situation by the player trying to draw a foul because they're intentionally trying to get a reaction that is going to impact the way the game's played, because because if you put the other team's best player on a yellow, then they have to change the way they go about playing the rest of the game. So in that regards, diving can be used as a weapon for positive or negative connotations depending on which side of the fence you sit on. So what are your guys' thoughts on using diving to influence the way the other team plays the game?
Well, as I said before, I'd say that it's negative deviance because it's just unfair. You're cheating and it's not right.
Andrew, we appreciate you coming in. Feroz, we appreciate you coming in. Josh, great seeing you. It was really good to hear from Marlon as well. We will see you guys next week for the next episode of Studs Up. Thanks, you guys. Bye.